Well, it is time to begin now. I would like to start by once more thanking Dr. Laura Backer and her team from Hunter College, the City University of New York, for collaborating with Dominican Republic TESOL and the Dominican Republic Public School English teachers on this effort to improve teaching and learning English in the Dominican Republic. This program is being sponsored by INAFOCAM in the Dominican Republic, which is the department of the Ministry of Education that works on teachers' continuing education. And it's been designed by Dr. Laura Backer just to try to benefit Dominican teachers into improving their teaching English online. The upcoming school year might as well be, again, a hybrid school year, having both presential as distance education classes. So we need to be well prepared for the upcoming school year, which begins in September in the Dominican Republic. This program in particular is part of a big effort we are making just to try to prepare a better English learning program for Dominican public schools. In the upcoming school year, what we have proposed the Ministry of Education to do in order to improve English language learning is a situated learning solution, because teachers traditionally have been taking master's programs, training, isolated solutions that don't actually address the issues that teachers have in a day-to-day basis in public schools in the country. What we intend to do next year, again, is to have all four components of this program displayed throughout the year, which include a situated professional development approach, learning materials for both teachers and students, school management involvement, because without school management, English language learning is impossible in this country. School directors, subdirectors, and staff must be involved in any kind of program that is developed in the country. And of course, evaluation as well as supervision. Now, let's begin with Dr. Laura Backer and her presentation as well as her team. Laura, now over to you.
I feel like I'm on the 5 o'clock news. I am. I'm on the 5 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock. Well, it's 5 o'clock here. So I want to welcome everyone. You have such beautiful faces and you're in your house. Thank you for letting us come into your house. I'm in your house. You can see I'm visiting you. Looks pretty beautiful. So I'm going to pretend I'm there with you. And I think this would be a great time to take a screenshot. I see everybody. Juan, you want to do that? I think I'll do that.
I am doing that just now.
Oh, cool. Okay. How about everyone, and we need Erika Tejada also, because we don't want to get like the back of your chair. It would be very bad. So have everybody look at the camera and we're going to smile. And you know what's amazing is when you smile, you actually feel better. Even if you're really not happy right now that you have to be studying at night, you're going to feel better. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Everybody look up, say cheese. 1, 2, 3, cheese. Okay, hold on, one more time. 1, 2, 3, cheese. Oh my gosh, we look so great. All right, so I will send that off to you. See if I can pop it into the chat. There it goes. I just put it in the chat. So you have our screenshot. So we have a lot to do and a lot to learn together. Very quickly, we're going to introduce ourselves, me and my colleagues. And I'm going to share my screen as I turn it over to my colleagues. Let me see. Hold on. So if I'm going to just call out some names so that my colleagues know who is supposed to talk while I get my screen up. So hopefully you can see that okay. Give me a thumbs up if you can see. Perfect. Awesome. Okay, so I'm just going to start with Sheila because I see you first. So just introduce yourself, Sheila. And what I'm going to ask everybody to do while you're listening to our 7 amazing Hunter College professors, try to remember one fact about somebody, okay? And I'm going to ask you to tell me later. So try to remember. Maybe you have to write it down so that you remember. Okay, Sheila, go ahead.
Hi, everyone. I can't find my video, which seems strange, but my name is Sheila. Hi. I have been teaching. I just finished my 12th year of teaching. I teach middle school in Brooklyn. I teach social studies for English language learners. And I also work at Hunter as an adjunct. And the course that I teach is literacy and technology. So I hope that I can share some tech tips with you all.
Yay. Thank you, Sheila. All right, I already have a fact about Sheila that I'm going to remember. Let's see, what about you all? Okay, and I see Galia next. Galia Cassiano.
Hi, everyone. My name is Galia. This is my 10th year. I'm going into my 11th year of teaching. I teach literacy and English language arts in a high school. I've taught every grade level, but currently I teach 12th grade. And I don't know what else to say. Mexican-American, and I live in the Bronx, native New Yorker.
Awesome. We're so glad to have you, Galia. Okay, Jamie.
Hello. I also can't see my video. It's very weird to talk to a screen when you can't see yourself.
Okay, you know what? And that might happen to other people.
Yeah.
When I share my screen, if it got really big and it covered the other parts of Zoom, you can hit the escape key on your computer and it makes it a little smaller, my screen share. That could be a way to bring it down so you can see the other parts of Zoom. Sometimes that works. Okay.
Yeah, that's a good tip.
Okay.
So my name is Jamie. I'm going into my 7th year teaching. I work at a high school in East Harlem. I teach E&L to all 4 grades, and I teach 11th and usually 9th grade English language arts. I'm from Ohio. There's a state that is kind of far away from New York in the middle of the country, and that's where I am right now. This is a picture of the sunset in Ohio yesterday.
Beautiful. That's beautiful. Yay, Jamie. And you know, my son Zachary is going to be going to Ohio State in the fall. So I have to tell you about that. I mean, I have an older son.
I went to undergrad, so
Graduated. All right. How about Frederick?
Hello there. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I've been teaching 11 years at the same middle school in East Harlem as well. I am a teacher coordinator for those who want to improve their English language teaching for the 6th, 7th, and 8th graders in all subjects. The past year, concurrent with that teaching, I've been a virtual English language fellow for the State Department, teaching students and teachers in Vietnam. So fun times.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Yes, and Frederick is very tech also. He does blogging. He can do anything, so you can ask him for advice. I'm searching down Eleanor.
Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to meet you. I just finished my 1st year teaching in the pandemic, and I am currently in my home state. It's not very pretty here. It's raining as well. I'm in a small state called Delaware, and I spent most of my year online, a whole year online, working with 1st graders. So I learned a lot about using technology with small children. Next year, I'll be back in New York teaching middle schoolers, and I have 10 years of teaching ESL and computers to adults. So if you need a little quick ESL lesson or computer help, I would be happy to meet you and work with you.
Oh, yay. Yeah, Eleanor has the littles and the adults both. How about Jerry?
Jerry Tanaka.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi, Jerry.
I teach 6th and 7th grade in Jackson Heights, Queens. I teach English language learners there. I'm also an instructional coach at my school, so I mentor a lot of the younger teachers and some of the student teachers that come from Hunter and work with us. And I'm just super excited to be here. Yeah.
Yay, Jerry. Thank you. And I think Kelly, last but not least.
Hi, everyone. My name's Kelly. I'm a kindergarten dual language teacher, so I teach in English and Spanish. I teach students that are 5 and 6 years old. And I also live in Queens, New York. I'm a New York native, and I'm excited to be here and learn about all of you this summer.
Yay, yay, yay. I didn't miss anyone, right? Because I hope I just know from experience. Now is your quiz. Can you go to your chat and put a fact about anybody? Maybe you can put their name because their name is on the Zoom, so you can just see what their name is. So you might say Sheila and the fact that you remember. Oh, Eleanor's from Delaware. Okay, nice. So let's see. Can we put any facts in there about the instructors? Nice. Jamie also, okay. Sheila's getting a lot of facts. This will be interesting. Guadalupe's here. Guadalupe Cigaran, why are you Maria Minier? It's your daughter? I read your lips. Okay. You get to be good at reading lips when you do Zoom and everyone is mute. The second teacher is married with children. Huh. I didn't hear that. Okay, somebody's from Ohio. I think it's Jamie. Loves technology. Very nice. Okay. Tanaka is in 6th and 7th grade. Very good. Very nice. Did you notice that the person who went first, Sheila, that you remembered more facts about her? That is something that happens with the way the brain receives information. And that's why you always want to begin your lesson strong, because students will remember how the lesson started, but they don't always remember what happens in the middle. And without some reflection, like we're doing now at the end, they'll also forget. So it's a great thing that we're seeing here. Oh, and Eleanor's lovely, and you're getting a lot of compliments too, which is great. So we're really excited to meet you and to work with you. And if you would stay using the chat, we have 7, as you see, beautiful instructors. So I don't have to watch the chat, which that never happens. When we teach, we're doing everything. We're watching the chat, all of it, and I get to have helpers, so I'm very lucky right now. Okay, here we go. So we are very excited to be working with you over the next 7 weeks together. And we're looking forward to these live sessions. And we're going to try to be as active as possible during this time. We know you're tired. You've been working all day. It's raining or it's hot. It's humid. Maybe you're hungry for your dinner. I am okay if you want to eat. Just show us your food. Show us what you're eating, and we'll feel we're sitting with you at the table. We are recording the sessions. So in case anything happens, you don't have to panic. We will have the recording. We have some internet issues. You know, my house, I live in Long Island. It's also raining really hard. Sometimes my internet goes, or I'll freeze on the camera. So it might happen to you. It might happen to me, but we'll be okay. We'll persevere. I'm going to put something on the screen now. It's a quote. And I want you to take a minute and think about what it means, okay? Whether you agree or you disagree, and why you think I'm putting this quote. Here it is. Do you know what a foreign accent is? It's a sign of bravery. This is a quote from Amy Chua. ¿Sabes qué es un acento extranjero? Es un signo de valentía. Valentía, that's what I'm showing right now, right? Okay, so take a minute, go over to the chat, and right now we're not doing any introductions in the chat. We're just focusing on the meaning of this quote. What does this mean to you? Why am I putting this quote here? Okay. So we want to hear your and read your ideas there. Okay, so take a minute, maybe 30 seconds or so, and tell us, what does this quote mean? Wonderful. And if you agree with someone, maybe, so I'm looking at Ivan Marte. Maybe he's kind of chilling, relaxing, and he says, you know what? I agree with Ariane. I'm gonna add on to her. So feel free to just add to other people's ideas too. So we're gonna just give you another few seconds. Beautiful.
Fabio, voy bajando, que vino un cagado a mi casa. Comenzó ahí, Miguel Ángel. Fue que limpiamos la casa. No quiero que se ensucie.
So my co-host, if you can keep your participant panel open, and then you can quickly mute. So just so to protect people's privacy. Okay. I love what you're writing. Maybe what you're writing about is how your students feel and why it's so hard sometimes for them to use English in the class. They feel these things, that they don't want to make a mistake, that they might lose their identity. You know, they maybe don't really want to necessarily spend time speaking in English. It may be that, you know, they feel they have an accent and they don't like how it sounds, or they're worried about that. And it's a big risk when you speak in another language. And all of you who are here are not only very brave because you are using English, which is not your first language, but you're also helping others be brave. And that is, I think, even more amazing than being brave yourself, is helping others to do it. So what we are focusing on tonight is remembering how hard it is to try to speak in a new language, and what we need to do to create a situation where students will try, will make that effort. Okay, so that's that conditions that we need as a language teacher. You know, we talked, some of you, we were together and we talked about why English is so important for your students, for the opportunities they can have, because everyone should be able to speak more than one language. Just like here, we try to make sure our English speakers learn another language. And a lot of your family, your cousins, your friends who have come to the United States. Maybe they live in New York and they have to use English and Spanish, and we want to keep their Spanish and we want to build the English as well. So we are very committed to languages as a bridge, as a way to connect with people. And of course, English is a gateway language. Okay. I love what you've written there. I'm going to have to save that chat. Absolutely beautiful. So in order for us to be brave together, to really not just, okay, it's 5 o'clock, INAFOCAM said, I have to come here, or Professor Juan Valdez said, I better come here, but for you personally, for your students, it's all about what you put in. So we want you to feel connected and engaged. In order for us to engage, we need to think about the structure of the class and how we'll work together. So we're just going to do that for a few minutes. So let's take a look at the organization of the course. This is linked on our Padlet, but I'm going to just put the link in the chat to this document. I can grab the link for you. And as you know, I'm going to put this link in the chat. There we go. Okay. So this document shows the modules. The modules are the sessions of the class. So we were going to start earlier. Now we're starting tonight. So we're going an extra week or an extra day. So where you see it's yellow and it says live class, that means that we are on Zoom. We will tell you the link if the link changes. Where it's blue and it says feedback, we're not meeting on Zoom those nights. No, but all of us teachers are here from that time to look at your work. So you're going to have activities to post, and in that time, we're going to look at them and we're going to give you some feedback to help you get more ideas. It says it's restricted.
Oh, yes.
Okay. It shouldn't be. Let's see. Oh, because it's a doc. Okay. Because it's, let me make sure to. Thank you. Let me put this. Okay, Erica. Wow, you really shouted at me. I got it. Okay. How's that? So when you write in all capitals, it feels like someone's shouting at you, but maybe you were shouting. So I got it. That document, if we do make a change or anything, we'll let you know, but it will be here also. How is that working now? Are you able to get through on the document? Okay, awesome.
It's okay, Laura, they already have this document anyway. We already sent it to them. They already have the file. So it's okay, you can go ahead.
Okay. All right, I want to make sure everyone is good and together. So after we go through our modules, then we will have kind of a very special event at the end to share the work. So when we are here and it's live, like we are now, yes, you're here. But on the nights that we're not live, where it has the blue, you need to do that and participate on those nights as well. Okay? So on those nights, don't disappear. Make sure you spend time posting your work so that you can really get some feedback from that. And then hopefully we'll be able to give you those certificates at the end of August. All right. So if you have any questions about what's really happening, what's going on, you'll be able to email anytime. Okay. One of the other things that we're doing is we've created a Padlet, and I'm going to put that in the chat. And that Padlet actually is going to give you access to everything. Okay. So this Padlet, I hope that's the link I put in there. I think so. So on the Padlet, there's a questionnaire. We want you to do that. I know a lot of you have. If you can do that sometime, not this minute, but maybe later tonight, then we have the schedule that we just showed you. And there's also something called Group Padlet, okay? When you click on the Group Padlet, it's going to look like this. You're going to have a lot of different groups. And tonight, you're going to be put in a group. It's going to be group 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7, okay? And you'll find out what group it is a little later. And you're going to want to work in that group, okay? So we will talk to you a little more about that, but each of the instructors that you met is going to be leading one of those groups. And in your group, let's say I'm in group 1, it's going to give me a place to post all of my assignments, post introductions, have discussion board. So if tonight you're in group 1, you're going to stay on this group 1 page, this Padlet, for the whole course, okay? So you don't have to email anyone or WhatsApp. This will be where everything is kept, kind of like a file cabinet for all the work, all right? I know that Juan sent you all a document about etiquette. Just wanted to touch on a couple of things. This word etiquette, for me, just means expectations for engagement, all right? So we're going to start exactly at 5 o'clock without any delay, starting next time. So I'm just going to start at 5. So if you're not there, you'll just miss the beginning. So we really want to start on time. So make sure you're there and ready to go. I know many, many of you were. When you come to the sessions, bring something like a paper, a pen. I can see a lot of you taking notes. That's such a good idea. Giselle Baez, I see you. I see you. Because you're writing down, and I think that helps a lot. We know the brain research tells us when we write something while we're listening, it helps us remember it. Because we're processing twice, the listening and the writing. So it helps us remember what's important. All right. So if you can be on a computer, that's much better than a phone if it's possible, because it's hard to join breakout rooms or click on links, you know, from the phone. So we're hoping you can do that. I think it's fine to turn off your camera sometimes and you need to walk away. You need to go get some water, some coffee, but be attentive, be ready to go. You know, when we are ready to, let's say, get up and move around, you're also, you know, ready to get up and move around. So we're going to do that right now. So if you can, Josiah, you're okay because you have a baby on your lap. So you're forgiven. Look at that little baby. So everyone else, I want you to stand up if you have pants on. Okay, if you do not have pants, then please stay in your chair. All right, so we're going to stand up, and all we're going to do is walk around our chair 3 times. Okay, are you ready? Giselle, get up, lady. I know you're comfortable. All right, let's get up, and we're going to walk around our chair 3 times. 1. Yes, I do have sweatpants on. 2. 3.
I have short bangs, so I.
Betty Collado did not get up, and neither did Guadalupe. I'm going to tell INAFOCAM that there's a big problem. Just kidding, joking. Chistes. Okay, now what I want you to do, are you seated? You're back in your chair. I want you to stretch one arm out really close to the camera. Wave to us. Make a big hand. Let's see those big hands. Beautiful. Do the left hand. Stretch it out. Okay, nice. Good. Betty liked that one. Okay, put your arm up. Right arm up. Left arm up. Bend them back. Pat yourself. You're doing a great job. You're here. You're alive. Okay? I want you to take a deep breath. Maria Quesada, take a breath. Okay, good. Take one more. Ana de Leon. Ariane Rojas. Third breath. Okay. Our bodies are the house of our brain and our soul. We need to move our bodies a little bit so that we can keep energy. So get up when you need to get up. Okay. Microphones. Now I know we told you turn off your microphone, turn off your microphone, turn off your microphone. But now we're going to do something else. Okay. I want to see who is listening well, who can do this with me. Okay. So this is what's going to happen. All right. Let's see. What am I going to do? I'm going to use my donut. Okay. See my donut? Okay. If you see the donut, it means we have to mudar. Okay. So what we're going to do in 1 minute, we're going to unmute everybody. Professor, Juan Valdez is going to say, oh my God, what is happening? This is crazy. We're going to all unmute. This is the rule. Okay. Wait. Okay, wait, Johnny.
That's good.
Okay,
Nice.
nice.
Disaster.
That's nice.
It's a mess. My goodness.
Total cows.
Okay, everybody, Johanny. Okay, my co-host, you're going to have to mute people if they're not catching on. So get your participant panel open. Ariane, Guadalupe, everybody mute. Mute. Okay, Juan, don't mute everybody. This is the whole point, is we're going to learn to work together, all right? So it's going to be a little rough. Now, when you see this, ¿qué hacen cuando ven esto? What do you do?
Mute we have to turn off our microphone.
Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, go. And then we're going to say hello name to as many people as we can. For example, hello Claudia, hello Josada, hello Aracelis, hello Ivan, hello Annie, hello Alberta, hello Aribelis, hello Emperatriz. Oh my gosh, we have an Emperatriz. All right, hello Isaura, hello Irina, hello Tinio, hello Kelpatriz. Okay, like that. As many as you can until I do this, and if I do this, cut, right? So you have to watch, all right? When I do this, we're going to mute, all right? Let's show Professor Juan Valdez we can do this, all right? Here we go. So unmute, open up. Everyone open.
Hello, Wonder.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Juan. Hello, Laura.
Hello, Wagner.
Hello,
Melissa.
Hello,
Marlene. Hello, Marlene. Melissa. Hello,
all part of my team. Hello, everybody. Hello, Bingo. Hello, Annie. Hello, Manuel.
Terry.
Mr. Lin.
Hello, Claudia.
Hello, Roseli. Hello, Samuel.
Samuel Munoz.
Hello, Annabelle. Hello,
Melissa.
What is up, guys? What's up?
Claudia again.
Domingo.
Cisca.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Braulio. Hello,
Maria.
Idea. What's up, idea?
Hello, Samuel.
Hello, Domingo.
Hello, Maria.
Okay. Now, that was a good example of how it takes a long time to teach routines. A lot of you kept talking, but I was showing this and we were trying to mute you. So maybe you didn't understand the directions. Maybe you just couldn't see me. Well, you have to be able to see me for this activity, right? Or listen to me. So maybe I need to add a word. Maybe I need to put it in the chat and say it and show it, okay? So I will say something like, stop, and I'll write stop, like that, okay? So I'd like to try it again, but it might make Professor Juan Valdez really faint if he has to listen to that again. So I won't do that to him, but you can see from even a simple activity, what you think is simple, it can be very challenging because in a classroom, you would see me, doing something, but maybe you can't see me, or maybe you can't hear, or maybe you are over on the chat. And remember, you want to see me and you want to see everybody. So take a minute. If you're on a computer, hit the escape button so that my shared screen is smaller, or drag the corners, make it smaller. If you see the pictures, hit gallery view. Maybe one of my co-hosts could type this into the chat. That would be great. If you go in gallery view, then you can see everybody. So if you can't see everybody, you can't participate as a student. So you teach a lot, but maybe you're not on the student side that much. So it's a good experience to see what's challenging, what isn't challenging. Great. Awesome. Now, you want to be able to see me. So Diana, can you see me now? Yes. Okay.
Yes, teacher.
Awesome. Okay. And I can't see everybody because there's a lot of people on the Zoom, right? So we want to be able to have a chance to talk, but also to be able to say stop, okay, as well. When you see that, it's stop. Okay. All right. The microphone, it's a crazy thing. When you have your video on, let's say Marioka, she's walking around or she's doing something. It bothers us. Maybe we notice it. But audio is really, really hard when you're teaching online. It's more difficult than video. So we don't want to hear, let's say Aribelis is calling her friend and saying, what happened to you? Where'd you go today? You know, that's embarrassing. So we don't want you to be embarrassed. We don't want to hear you. I have to tell you, I was doing a Zoom meeting with teachers and I thought I was on mute. I was getting ready and my son was going in the shower, which is right next to me. And I started yelling at him to go away, you're making noise, I'm about to teach. And I didn't realize my audio was, so all the teachers heard me screaming and yelling at my son. It was really, really embarrassing. So please, we're doing it for you and we're doing it for us. I want you to be very aware of the mute or the class is going to be difficult for us. We're going to bother each other. So what I want you to do, I want you to turn off and on quickly right now. Show me that you can do unmute, mute. All right, and do that quickly. Unmute, mute. Ariani, beautiful. Orange, beautiful. Okay. Excellent. On, off, and off. Okay, and now everybody should be off. Very nice. Oh, we are good. I'm sorry. And next time we're going to do that hello thing and we're all going to stop and I'm going to be like so excited. Okay. Here we go. The chat. Okay. The chat is another really important space when we're teaching online. And we want to be able to really use the chat well. So, I'm going to ask you to do another thing. Okay. You see in your chat, it's blue and it says everyone, but if you press down, you see everybody's name, right? What I want you to do is I want you to send a message to everyone, and just say, how do you feel right now? Send the message to everyone. How are you feeling right now? Okay. How are you feeling? Very nice. So tell me how you're feeling. Okay. Well, either we're just awesome teachers or you're Dominicans. I think maybe that's what it is because Dominicans tend to be very positive in my experience, very energetic and very happy. And it's so fun to work with you. Okay. Yay. Oh, a quick question. If I say, so Sheila, I'll let you unmute for a second. If I say to you, Sheila, how do you feel? And you want to say excited. Is it excited or exciting? Which one is it? Sheila D'Amato. Excited. Excited. When would I say, how could I use the word exciting?
Going to the movies for the first time during a pandemic is exciting.
Oh, yeah. I am excited to go to see, you know what I'm going to see? Black Widow when that comes out in a couple of days, July 9th.
In the Heights.
And In the Heights. Did you see In the Heights?
Not yet.
Me neither. Wonderful. So I feel excited. Sheila is excited, but the movie is exciting, right? Okay. Yeah, Black Widow. Awesome. Okay, beautiful. Now, this time, you're not sending a message to everyone. What I want you to do is I want you to look at all the names. Is there someone that you know on this list? If there's someone you know, you could say, hi, Roque, how are you? Or if you don't know anyone, choose one of the teachers Jamie or Eleanor or Sheila or Ryuma or Mr. Lin or Kelly and say hi, but I'm not going to see it. It's secret. Send a secret message. Oh, he didn't turn that off. Okay, we'll do that next time because you don't see anybody's names then. Just the host and co-host. So choose a co-host. Okay, maybe it's Galia. It could be Sheila, Jamie, Mr. Lim. Do you see those names? Guadalupe, do you see those names in your drop down? Okay. Kenny, thank you, Kenny. You see those names? Perfect. So what I want you to do not use everyone. Choose a co-host and say hi secret. Okay? So Imperatriz, look for the name Kelly in the drop down and send a message. Okay. So I'm going to put maybe one of my co-hosts again can type these instructions over to the chat. So this is a great assessment because I can see people are, some people are messaging everyone. Choose an instructor. Okay, so this is another way for me to assess, can my students use chat? I want you to not chat everyone. Don't use everyone. Choose one of the names. And then you can come back. Let's see, I see Kenny. Kenny said, I did it. I went over, I chose somebody's name, and I did it. Some of you are saying, hello, Eleanor, here. But that's not what we want you to do. Use the drop down on the chat. That blue button, the blue bar. Find a name. Okay, so this will be a little test now. I want all of you to choose my name, Laura, and tell me what color shirt am I wearing? Okay, go into Laura in the drop down, and it should not be to everybody. Private message. Okay, so I should get a lot of direct messages now just to me that nobody sees, and I'm getting them. Woo! Samuel, Estelle, Susana, Damaris, Yasiri, Kalpatris, Melissa. Oh no, Melissa told everybody. Orenson, Imperatriz got it. Yay. All right. Oh, and Claudia even said it was beautiful. Now, some people say blue, some people say black, and some people say gray, because it's a little of all of these. Okay. One more question. This is the trick we're going to do now. I want you to look in the drop down for the name of the co-host, Galia Cassiano. And I want you to tell Galia, what color is my necklace? And do you know where this is from? Maybe you know. Or you might know the name of the stone. So Galia is going to have to tell me if she got any messages from anyone.
Yes, I see them coming in.
Yay. Okay, good. So some secret messages going to Galia about what I'm wearing, that I'm wearing for you. My Dominican friends, my colleagues, I'm wearing this for you. Okay, wonderful. So again, the chat, working with the chat and knowing the direction. So some people, maybe they don't understand how to use the chat, or maybe they're not understanding the directions. I'm talking too fast. So I get a lot of information when I give a task. When I give a language task, I can see from the answers to the listening and in the writing. So, Galia, did anyone give you an idea that you think is right?
Is it Larimar?
Yes. Who said that?
Josaida said, and Giselle said it was Larimar.
Okay, that's it. It's Larimar. And I got this when I was in the Dominican Republic a couple of years ago. So I love it, and I think about you, and I took it out to wear for you tonight. Okay, now what I want you to do is get a piece of paper, and I want you to put numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, something like that. I got it so you can see it. Yeah, perfect, Sheila. Could be any piece of paper. All right, nice. Claudia, excellent. Ana, Roque, muy bien, excellent, awesome. Yeah, any piece of paper that you have is great. Wonderful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I love it. I love everybody's paper. Oh, it's so cool. Next time you're going to want to make sure you have paper and markers and everything. Okay, wonderful. Raphael Reyes looks like he's in like Harry Potter or someplace cool. Okay, now you put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on your paper, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. Okay, now I'm going to show you some statements, 5 statements, and I want you just to read them and decide if you agree or you disagree, okay? And then we can share your ideas. Here we go. Okay, number 1. In class, in-person teaching is always better than online teaching. And you can decide if you agree or disagree on your paper.
Please repeat, teacher.
And if you're not able to see it on the screen, I wonder if one of my co-hosts could type it into the chat. Maybe some people are on a phone or it's a little hard to see, and I'm also reading it out loud, but it could be too fast. So that would be awesome. Okay, here we go. Number 1, again, is in class, in-person teaching is always better than online teaching. Okay, number 2. So don't put your answers in the chat. That's why we're using this. Ooh, except I can't see it. Put your answer here, not on the chat. Why am I doing that? Guadalupe, unmute for a second. Guadalupe, just come off mute for 1 second. I want to ask you something. Thank you. How are you? Happy Teachers Day, Guadalupe. So, why am I having you write your answers on this paper and not put it in the chat?
Well, could be we can have a different idea from the teachers.
Exactly. Exactly, because so Arabelis and Francisca, they wrote their answer here. So now what is it going to do to me? It's going to, what do you think? It's going to make me probably do the same as them, copy them.
Yeah.
So a lot of times in the English classroom, because students are not confident, they're going to copy. So we don't want them to do that online. So please don't put your answers in the chat. Use the paper. So it's private and you have your own idea. Okay, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, number 2. English language cannot really be learned through online teaching. Okay, so Renato, please don't put your answers in the chat. Do not use a chat. My co-host, if you can possibly write, do not put your answers in the chat over and over. Okay, Right now, we're just trying to think for ourselves. Thank you. Number 3, once we can go back to all face-to-face classes, remote learning will no longer be common. Thank you. Thanks, guys. So if you, my co-hosts, my co-teachers, my colleagues, if you see a name of someone who's posting in the chat, if you can private message them so they know, because obviously we need to support them with that. Okay. Number 4, you need a lot of different technology tools to teach well online. And number 5, synchronous learning meaning like right now we're together on the same time, is more effective than asynchronous learning. Asynchronous, doing it at your own time. Okay. Beautiful. So you probably have on your paper your answers. Okay. Now, as an English teacher, I can look on this chat and I can see some of the names of students, even though we said, don't put it in the chat, don't put it in the chat, and we wrote, don't put it in the chat, they're still putting it in the chat. So I know there's maybe a comprehension issue. So it's great information for me. I also can see people are writing, I am agree, which is a very, very typical error. So we never say, I am agree, I am Latina, I am North American, but I am not agree. Agree is an action. So I agree or I disagree. Okay, so I can also see language here that can give me ideas for lessons. So every moment of your time online is an opportunity, a rich opportunity to understand where your learners are and also be able to give them more individual help. Because think about it. If we were in the classroom, actually, I probably would not know that maybe Guichard is not understanding. But by here, it's clear because the name is associated. So I have data here. I have evidence. So I can go back to the student and try to support them. Okay. So let's take a look at these ideas. Number 1, all right. So in your Zoom, you have a way to do, I think, unless it's been turned off, so you'll have to tell me, reactions. Is that available to you to do like a thumbs up or thumbs down, or has that been turned off?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So if you think number 1 is true, could you do like a thumbs up, or you can even just show me your thumbs up? All right, Irina. Thank you, Irina. All right. So you think that's true. Okay. Somebody who thinks it's true, maybe Roque or Irina, do you want to tell us why you think that is true? That would be awesome. You can unmute.
Irina.
Yes.
Sorry, I want to tell you that I the reactions active in my Zoom.
Oh, good.
But
good.
I'm not be agreed.
Okay.
I'm not agreed totally, and because it's not bad or it's not totally true or it's not totally worse or better. Okay. Because they have it depends on the student and the teaching. So I think it's, yes, totally 100% or no 100%. I think it's 15 and 15.
Oh, you think it's 50-50. Okay. So you said some interesting things that it depends more on the teacher or the teaching. It's not that in person is always better or online is better. It just depends on the teacher. Okay, thank you. Wonderful answer. Anyone else want to, now you need to add to what Irina just said, okay? Do you think also it's depends on the teacher? Would you like to share? So raise your hand. You can use your raise hand feature on Zoom if you want to share about that. How about Santiago?
Hello, everyone. Well, I agree with Irina.
Okay.
When she says that it's up to the teacher and the way that the teacher is teaching the students.
Yeah.
So they have to be very dynamic, and that counts. But I also have to say that body gestures while teaching is also important, because this is a way for the students to be more motivated and make the class more dynamic. So in my opinion, in a nutshell, I can say that in class will always be totally different from online classes. No, I have also say that the only solution that the world has to offer so far in this pandemic is technology. However, it will never be the same. So technology is just a solution, a possible solution to a problem that we have now, but in-person classes are unique.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. You said a lot of things, Santiago. You talked about something really important, which is the physical aspect of teaching, the dynamic of in this Zoom right now. We are fixed. We are rigid in these boxes. We can't even move ourselves really. And you can see part of my body. I could stand and teach, but it's very small. So it's difficult as a language teacher to not have the full body in the room.
That's it.
Tell me, there's a lot of hands up. So I'm just going to choose a couple more people so that we can have a discussion across these points. Let me try Damaris.
Hi. So taking into consideration that the statement,
yes,
I disagree with the statement, and especially in we have the arguments about, for example, the body language. But here is we have a clear example with you, Laura, when you make us to use our body and you make us to move in order to have any physical activity and feel better. Mm-hmm. I know that this pandemic helped us like to push a little bit more for the current teaching methodology. And I want to share my personal experience with my daughter, for example. I think she has learned more this year that was virtual than the last year that she was at school. So,
why do you think that is?
And because she even get used to the technology, that is something that they love. She's 9 years old, and even when they evaluate the school years, because they finished already, she's in a private school. That was one of she said to the teacher, oh, I really love it because of the technology. Now I learn more, I know more, and they even do physical activities in their classes, more than when they were at the school. They play a lot of games where they have to move, and they learn even through games.
Wow.
So for me, that was amazing. And I used to believe before that we need to be in person to get that results. But when I had that life experience with my daughter, I really changed what I used to think.
Yes. Thank you so much. I think that's such a good point that I think a lot of us felt that way before, that online is never going to be as good as in person. And it is interesting, you've added not just that it depends on the teacher, but it depends on the student. Some students seem to have done better without the distraction, the noise, all of that of school. So that could be also a factor. Oh my gosh, there's so many beautiful hands. I'm going to call on Domingo de Jesus. What do you think about that first statement, Domingo?
Hello.
Hi.
I'm disagree because
Okay.
there are many factors that are involved. One is culture. In Dominican Republic, historically, we don't have the culture to study online or using technology most of the time. Another is the poverty and the connection gap. So many students, like 90% of them, doesn't have a good connection or doesn't have any devices like cell phone, tablet, or in computer. And the electricity is another component they have to take into account in order to say that teaching online is going to be better than in person in a classroom. And also, so teachers in our country, so like 80% of them, so they are not you get to use into involved into technology to teach. So the old method is something that is the superior way to teaching here. So chalk and board students in classroom. So even now they are getting digital boards to the schools, and some of my partners at work they are a little bit afraid because they don't know how to use the modern board that they have there. And there are many factors that I have to take into account in order to say that teaching online is going to be better than in person. But the first one is culture, our culture and poverty. So the things that I have most discussed in the government, and so because the government have a big responsibility to solve this situation, and also the family have another part of the responsibility to help their kids to do that. So maybe there are father and mother that they don't know how to use technology, and there are a lot of things they have to consider first. But for me, I'm not agree. Thanks.
Yes, thank you so much. You brought up some excellent points of where you would disagree with that statement. And we certainly have added now not just the teacher as a variable or the student, but the context for learning, which depends on not just electricity, but connectivity, devices, access, understanding. And those have been huge barriers for many, many learners. I know in the Dominican Republic and actually in New York as well, even though it's New York City, you know that it's very uneven in terms of the wealth. So in some communities, there was no internet access, one device for a whole family, a lot of similar issues, but obviously probably more extensive there. And therefore, in person, with those contexts, is going to seem much better or be much better. Let me just call on maybe one more person, and then we can go on to the next item. How about Rafael Reyes?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so I would say that I disagree with the first four statements. I would say that I very strongly disagree with the fourth one. You need a lot of different technology tools to teach well online. I think that this specifically overwhelms both the teacher and also the students. Actually, one of the things that was very emphasized by our Ministry of Education was that we should not use a lot of tools. That we should only use like 2 or 3, because it's also the function of the teacher to teach the students about how to use those tools. So I would say that I strongly disagree with that one. The fifth one, I would say that it depends. Synchronous learning might be effective for some students, and asynchronous would be effective with other students. Maybe they feel more comfortable with the quick feedback that they receive when they are in face-to-face lessons. And those are my 2 cents. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you for your 2 cents. Let's take a look at, since we've kind of jumped forward, let's go with that. So we have these other statements. Number 2 talks about not just teaching, but English language learning. Can English language learning happen really through online methods? Let me call on Estelle Eugenio. What do you think about number 2, Estelle?
Well, for me, English language cannot really be learned through online teaching. I disagree because using teaching using online classes, we can provide our students different way to learn, you know? So if the student have the resource or the equipment that they need, they can learn really.
Yeah.
Relating, you know, to this statement is a little related with the first one.
Yes.
Because, you know, we cannot teach students if they don't have the equipment. But really, for me, I consider that, as I said before, that I disagree with this. I disagree.
Okay. And number 2 is very similar to number 1, but it adds that aspect of English language learning. Is language learning somehow, no, you're perfect, Estelle. Oh, did you have something else you wanted to say?
Yes.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I disagree if the student doesn't have the equipment, I said.
Yes.
But that they can learn because, you know, it's like if we are not face-to-face with our students, but we can do many activities using online classes, so they can learn. If they are motivated to take classes, they can learn. If as a teacher, we do what the best, you know what, we look for the way that they keep motivation to learn, they can learn. So it depends too much in the teacher and the student motivation too.
Yeah, so motivation is another big aspect for especially with language learning. Any comments about number 2, English language learning? What about learning languages is specifically? I'm just going to go to Tinio because I know you've been waiting a while. Espinal.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, I am here.
Okay, I was concentrated doing something else. Can you please repeat the question? Yeah.
Oh, I was just asking about number 2. You know, whether English learning, like specifically trying to learn a new language, is that extra hard doing that online, you know, versus in person, maybe?
Well, I think it might be difficult depending on the computer usage ability that the student has. But yeah, it's gonna be 50-50 if you compare them to in-person classes, because that has a lot to do with the ability, the skills that the person has, even both the teacher and the student. But I teach online, and the results I get are very, very positive. So I could say it's very possible that you can teach or maybe as an English student learn the language online. Yeah, because listen, the online or maybe the computer world offers so many interesting tools that make learning even easier that you can take advantage of that.
Yeah.
And that's going to help a lot. So we're talking about ICT in general. So there's a lot to take from, and you just have to learn how to use them and, you know, to your benefit. And that can be a game changer if you can manage to use ICT to your favor. So, you know,
yes,
I feel so happy. I feel so happy with my experience in the online world.
Wow.
That I am willing to continue to teach online.
Yeah.
And also, yeah, if I ever have a chance to go back to we could say in-person classes, I think those classes are going to be much better because of the inclusion of more ICT in the class. So this is benefit, everywhere. So I'm so glad to be in this process of the online classes. So yeah, there you have it.
It's thank you so much, Tenio, and I think you touched on an important aspect of English learning or language learning, which is we need to have the opportunity to use the language. And the world of internet, like us right now, us, a group of New York teachers working with you, Dominican teachers, it was always there. We could Skype, but people didn't really use it regularly. And now there's so many opportunities for students to connect with other students anywhere in the world and practice English. So there are a lot of tools and opportunities potentially.
And there's something to add right there. Talking about the tools we have before the pandemic, those tools were not so efficient or so good for teaching online. And so after the pandemic, all those companies, like for example, Zoom and Google and Microsoft, they put a lot of effort in order to improve those tools and made them like a lot easier and added a lot of features. We can take more advantage of that. And so we have to mention that. So they are like more class ready now, or they are a lot easier to use and provide us with a lot of benefit or extra features we didn't have a year ago.
Well, it's interesting because, there's a lot of different experiences that you have had, all of you. Your students have had a lot of different experiences. Your own family, people in your family have had very different experiences. So you're kind of coming to, it doesn't matter in a way, it depends. I saw some people writing that word. I think that's a perfect way to say it. It depends. It always depends on a lot of conditions. So if I'm an effective language teacher in the classroom and I can learn the technology and my students have access, then I can do these things. So there's a lot of pieces that need to come together. And you all have been doing a lot of this work. You have been experimenting and we all are really learning a lot together right now. So I'm going to go ahead a little bit and I don't want to not hear from people because I really want to hear from everyone, but we're going to be able to go into a breakout room and you'll have a little more chance, I think, to speak. So I'm going to have you put your hands down for a moment and we're going to go. These are good things to think about and talk about. And you can use these statements with your students. Ask them what their opinions are as well about these statements. There's no easy answers to this. Okay. The next thing I want us to do is create a bit of a vision. So we want to think about the reality of the classroom, going back, probably still some hybrid teaching. Some of you will be online, some of you will be face-to-face. But when you are teaching online and you're teaching English language, what do you want from it? What is your dream? What is your vision? What is your hope? What is the ideal for you? What do you want to see happen in a wonderful English language lesson or a class? All right. So we're going to use this art as a way to think about what we want to see in our classrooms. So I'm going to let us you can use the chat. You don't have to make it private. You can put it to everyone. And I want you to tell me a little bit about, connect this picture, connect this art, this image to the idea of a wonderful online language lesson. All right. And I'm going to put that in the chat as well. Oh, thanks, Sheila. So take a moment and take a look at this wonderful Dominican painting and make a little bit of a metaphorical jump from this image to And this is a little challenging. There's no wrong answer. It's, can you connect what you see in the painting to what you would want to see in a language classroom?
Teacher.
Yeah.
Can we write on chat now?
Yes, please do. Go ahead and put any idea that you have. Thanks, Rosa. To make this kind of jump from the artwork to your vision. Beautiful. Beautiful. Taking a little bit of a different look at the topic. Okay. Oh, you wrote so many beautiful things here. Appreciate everyone is in the same symphony. Oh, I love that. One is playing the music, the others are dancing, who can be led by the teacher, different abilities, having fun, connecting, energy, interaction, play, all of them attending to each other, and passion. Wonderful. I love it. Really beautiful. And we could just spend a lot of time just with this. This is the possibilities of what we want to create, what we want to envision. Everyone having their role, creating that symphony, bringing it together, and bringing your own culture in, so that English doesn't have to be learning about New York, although we want to share New York with you, but it's about learning more about where you live and being able to express those ideas and share the Dominican Republic with the world, which you can do through English. So let's take a look, and we're going to take a kind of a stop now and look back at what we've done tonight. So one of the things that's so important in online teaching that you just said is creating that sense of community, of energy, of people being comfortable with each other, that they're not so afraid to speak or they feel so disconnected, that we start to feel like we're a community, okay? So icebreakers are so important anytime in a language classroom, but for online teaching, so important, right? Because we really need to get that energy and get people engaging. So these were the 6 ones that I used tonight. So these we just did. And this is something that you can come back to later. I'm not going to review all of them now. They're here for you. But as we walked through the activities, we did things like writing. We called out each other's names. We agreed. We disagreed. We looked at artwork. All of these are ways to kind of get to know each other and the way we think. All right. So as we go through all of our modules together, I will try to give you these activities every time. So we're doing them as teachers to talk, but you can take them and use them with your students. So we use them, but then you can use them as activities, all right? Even something like this. I really recommend art. art is attractive to the eye, and it is so many possibilities, has so many possibilities, so you can get a lot of people talking. Agree or disagree, I use a lot in teaching because it gets students, and we want to get students using the unmute, writing in the chat, and feeling engaged. Okay. We know that online learning can be asynchronous or synchronous. We've always done asynchronous and synchronous in person. Synchronous is the students are there. Asynchronous is homework. It's just a little bit different when it's online. Okay. We want to know when do we use something that is really good for in person, and when do we put things that are better asynchronous, when students can take more time with them. All right. So we'll be thinking about that. All right. When you have a live class, what's very, very important to have going on? When you have a class that you're not meeting, when you tell the students on WhatsApp, do this or that, what do you need to give them? What's important there? Okay. What we know is no matter what, the core elements of effective online teaching have these three parts: the social presence, the teacher presence, and the cognitive presence. Think about your classrooms and your teaching. Where are you stronger? Where are you not as strong? Okay, so the first area is the social presence. Creating a sense of trust that the students are happy to be together, that it's a good feeling, and everyone can try English and we make mistakes, and that's good. Mistakes are good because it means you're trying. If you never make a mistake, you aren't trying something new. So we want mistakes. Is this a classroom that we feel comfortable? The teacher presence. Is the teacher clearly focusing, facilitating, guiding, or is the teacher not really there? And in online, it's so important that the students feel that they are still being led by the teacher, especially when you don't meet. If the students' cameras are off, if your camera is off, where's the presence? So how do you convey that? When a student gives you their writing, are you giving them a response quickly? If you don't answer them for a week, 2 weeks, the teacher's not there. So students really like to have that sense of presence from the teacher. And the third area is making learning challenging, making it interesting. It can't just be filling in a workbook of grammar exercise, because that is not going to be as interesting or hold their attention or be as challenging as it could be. So you want to think about where those pieces are, okay? And we're going to do an activity now. So what we're going to do, so you don't fall asleep here, before you fall asleep, okay, I'm going to give you these instructions, and my co-hosts, if you could please listen carefully to the instructions, so that when we go to the breakout room, you can follow, right? Okay, and help everybody out in the room. So this is what's going to happen. I'm going to put you in a breakout room, and you're going to have an instructor there, okay? It's going to take me a second just to make sure that every room has an instructor. So give me a chance, but I'll make sure they get there. Instructors, if you are able to join your own breakout room, when we start the breakout rooms, go to the room that's on your column from, our sheet. You guys following me? Eleanor and everybody? Okay, because I can't see everybody. Okay, cool. If you cannot join your own room, like let's say Galia, let me just say Galia is which room?
3, I think.
3. Okay. So let's say, Galia, you don't wind up in 3 and you're not able to change your room yourself. Come back to the main session and I'll help you. That's probably going to be the best way. Try to join your own though. Okay. Don't worry about that, everybody. So what we're going to do, you're going to go into your breakout room and you are going to have to very fast, like 10 minutes, share something unique about you that we're going to put into our ingredients to make a recipe for us. All right. So maybe people are going to shout out things. I have 3 children. I have 4 cats. I can speak French. I've traveled to London. I have green eyes. etc. Right. Anything we can get. If you say I'm Dominican, that's great, but everybody has that, right? Or I speak Spanish. Well, everybody speaks Spanish. So you want things that are also different from each other, right? So my colleagues, Hunter instructors, try to write down in your group chat all the things that are coming in from your group. Everyone can just shout them out. People can use your chat, however you want to do it. And I'll give you like a 1-minute warning. See how many things you can pull together that are facts about your group, the people in your group, their brothers and sisters, pets, character traits, schools, travel, languages, stuff like that. Are we good? Okay. So we're going to join the breakout room. You're going to be joining when I hit go. And we will see you back here in about 10 minutes. And I've opened the rooms. So you have to click join and go to your room. And my instructors tell me if you need help joining your room, your assigned room.
Teacher, before we go out,
yes,
that we share something we have to contribute to the group. That's what you said.
Yes.
Okay.
Perfect. Yep, exactly. Everyone's just going to kind of give ideas in the group.
Hi, Laura. It's Sheila.
Yeah.
Hey,
Do you
can
need
put me in breakout 1? I'm group 1.
Okay, and where are you now?
2.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm number 2, actually.
Okay, so I'm going to move you to 1. And Frederick, you're going to 2?
Number 2, that's right.
Okay, got it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, everyone else, keep joining. Hit join your breakout room. Hopefully you're in the right room. If you need help, instructors, let me know. Okay.
Teacher, what's my breakout room? I'm lost.
It should have popped up somewhere. Let me stop sharing because maybe that'll help you see it better. Maybe move things around. It could be there kind of behind something. And if not, I can try to help you. You can kind of fish around. You can also go, Rosa, at the bottom of your screen, there's a button that says Breakout Rooms, like with little boxes. I think she got it.
I just click join, choose one of the rooms from 1 to 4, and just click join.
Anna, do you need any help? Oh, she's going. Okay. Video for a second. Okay. So there's a few people who are still haven't joined yet. So let us know if you need help, or maybe you just walked away right then when we were doing that, so we can help you. Anna, how are you? Do you need help? Anna De Leon?
Yes, please.
Yeah, hi. Can we help you?
What? The activity?
We need you to move to your breakout room.
Excuse me, repeat again, please. I can listen. Repeat again, please. I can listen.
Oh, we went into breakout rooms. So you were looking for, at the bottom of your Zoom screen, it says breakout rooms with 4 squares. So you want to click there and join your room.
Okay, thanks.
And if you need help with that. And Raul, Lara, and Euren Mejia Liriano. I think that's the only people we have left here.
Yes.
Anna, let's see.
Anna, look at the 4 rooms. There are 4 rooms, room 1, 2, 3, and 4.
No, there's 7 rooms.
7 rooms in this case, okay? Yeah. So which one is hers?
She just needs to be able to join. She's not finding the join link, which is
right. Just click join,
are you
Anna.
Okay?
She seems to be having connectivity issues.
Yeah.
Her video is quite slow. If you wish, Anna, you may turn off your camera to make your connection better while you join one of the groups.
Okay, let's see.
One of them is sending us a message saying that it's raining a lot and she's having connectivity issues.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
That's one of the
not
problems.
Too bad. We only have a couple people not in a room, which is pretty good.
You deal with them.
Yeah, I'm trying. I've reassigned them to rooms.
Great.
So hopefully they see at the bottom, they can click. Okay, we're down to 2.
Okay. It's only Anna now.
Let's see. Let me just.
Euring, Erika, and Anna, please click on join to join your breakout room. Check the screen, Anna. Find the word join and click on join. All right, she did it. Good. Now it's only Erika and Euring Mejia.
Okay, so these 2, Erica Tejada, let me try to reassign her. Let's see, room 3, Erica. Very good. Giselle, I'm going to reassign you again. And so we just have Euren Mejia Liriano. Oh my gosh. 1. We're down to 1.
Euring, are you there? Can you hear us? Euring? Euring? He seems to not be there.
Yeah. Well,
seems like his picture is just there.
Down later. Yeah, he fell asleep, so he wake up, Euren! Buenos dias, levántense, get up, let's go.
I'll have to give him a call. Anyway, that's what I'm going to do now.
It could be, like you said, his internet. He's not hearing it. Or
yeah, let's see. Let's give it a try and call him.
Scare him. I see you. I know you're not in your breakout room. Were you having a beer?
Oh, now he's in. Now he's already in. Okay, good. It seems like the call worked.
That's funny.
Great dynamics. Great dynamics.
Oh,
they're loving it.
Oh, good. he's funny. He's probably like, oh no, oh, shoot, they found me. I was going to get something to eat. You know.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, no, I'm amazed. They're all in there. That's excellent.
Right, but he's gonna be able to join us later.
We got you.
Oh my goodness. Laura, please try to make it clear to them the days are not gonna be working live, but basically asynchronously. The days, the blue marks on the calendar.
Yeah.
Please, before we finish class, make it clear to them what's gonna happen on those days and how they're gonna be followed up on.
Okay. Will do. I have to download this chat. There's a lot of good stuff here. Are you able to download the chat?
Yes, I actually I'm going to be able to download everything, and actually the recording is going to be available. It will be posted on our website every week. Now, I just got a message from the Ministry of Education. We have 50 more people approved today. The thing is that today is our first session, and regional offices are kind of slow in sending the lists, but this is going to come through. Don't worry.
Okay.
This is being recorded anyway, so they will have it.
I mean, you know what would be awesome is on the Padlet, the very first item, which is the
questionnaire.
If they could do that, because then I can reach everybody. Pedro Santana Castro. I'm assigning.
Pedro is connecting now.
Yeah. Pedro, I'm assigning you to a room, a breakout room. If you see that, join that. Actually, we had a lot of people tonight for the first one, so that was good. Alex, okay, we're on a couple people. Alexandra and Renato.
Yes, teacher.
Hello, we are putting you in breakout rooms. So if you see join breakout room, if you can click join. Awesome. Oh, beautiful. Excellent job. Okay, good. I think what happens is they probably get bumped out from the internet service. So then they come back.
Yes. Like over here, we just had a power outage.
Oh.
I'm surprised we didn't lose signal.
I'm amazed.
Very
I know.
common.
That's, yeah.
And where they are, remember these teachers are from all around the country. As the weather gets worse, so does electricity.
Yeah,
This is a great effort. Congratulations, because teachers are so excited to take part in this. It never occurred to them that they could do something like this.
You brought it into being. It's amazing. I mean, I think about how many we tried a few times, but you got it. Persistence.
Absolutely.
I'm just texting my teachers to tell me when they feel like it's done, because I hate being in a breakout room too long. You know, it's like, okay, we're done.
You see, some people are having trouble. This is what I see. They keep texting me, telling me they have some connectivity issues.
Okay.
Same thing.
All right. So. Let me get some.
Hello, we are here again.
We're back to live.
Oh.
Yeah, I stuck to the 10-minute limit. So,
Oh,
but I
okay.
got it. But I have everybody's information. I don't know where you wanted me to put the information.
Okay. Okay. Great. I next time just wait for me to end the.
Okay.
How did it go, Mr. Lim?
It went great. Everybody was very talkative and wanted to share.
Awesome. So you know what? Could you copy paste what you got from in your room over to, and I'm going to show you where to put it. Control C, Control V. Let's see if this is going to be editable.
I can see Joshida's kid is going to be a teacher. He's a born teacher. He's been here from day one.
So cute. Okay, copy link.
At least he lets me pay attention to this class.
Yes, the best student. He's the best student here. Okay, here we go. All right, Frederick, I just sent you in the chat.
I got it.
Link. Okay. And the breakout rooms are closing, so we will see everybody back here in a second.
Do you want me to add another page and then paste it?
You know what? Just sure, you could do it like that.
Then you can edit it.
Yeah, that sounds great. And
we're back.
We are back. We are almost all back. And I'm going to come back here. So we are back. We are back, hopefully all back. Okay, awesome. So let's see what happened in the breakout room. I'm going to ask my my colleagues, my instructors, if you all could unmute, like Jerry, Kelly, Sheila, you know who you are, and just tell me anything fun that happened in your room, anything maybe that was interesting that you found out about anyone in your room. So I'll just let you all call out whoever wants to go first. We may not get to all of you, but anyone who had something interesting that wants to share.
I can go first if that's okay.
Okay, yeah.
So my group was, I mean, I'm biased probably, but we were a pretty spicy group. I liked our group a lot. We had lots of singers, lots of dancers, lots of artists. And my group was also, as we shared what was unique about us and what was part of a recipe for us, they are teachers through and through. So they always related it back to how they bring those things, those unique things about them to their classrooms.
Oh, that's awesome. And of course, they're amazing and spicy because, you know, they have Callie in there with them. I love it. Okay. Who else?
I can share next.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, sorry. So most of my teachers teach English and French, even though they teach in different places. And one interesting thing was that Abigail was a former teacher of the Teach with the Baby. So that was interesting.
That's very cool. Joysaida, you mean?
So
yes.
Abigail was my student, yes.
Yeah, former student. and
That's
other
cool.
peers.
and having another generation also.
Right.
Josiah, we need to see, is this a little boy?
Yes, it is a boy. His name
Show
is
him.
Joel.
We got to get him close to the camera so we can look at his little cheeks.
Joel Andres is his name.
Oh, he's adorable.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're like super mom.
He's a little kangaroo, but he's very quiet, thankfully.
Oh my gosh, he's so good. He's like the best here. He's so good.
Cute.
You don't need to do like this for him because he knows. He just knows to do it. I love it. Thank you. Okay, anyone else from my instructors? Jerry, yeah.
Yeah, I'll go ahead. I had very similar sort of unique talents in my class or my group here. I think we need to start a band because we have Dixon who loves to play piano. We have Betania who loves to play the drums. A lot of music lovers, and also many teachers of English and French. And then we just have a wide range of interests. Raphael is an avid gamer. So I learned all about his background. There's a very specific place in a game that he plays. And Juan Gabriel loves anime. So really diverse interests. And it was really interesting.
Oh, I love it. Thank you, Jerry.
Laura, can you add on?
Yeah, go.
I was just going to say, with my group, we were all talking about something that makes us unique, but we had so much in common. So we all love to drink coffee, watch Netflix, listen to music, dance. We had a lot to say, and we were all hoping that right now, 2021, we're on Zoom, but maybe 2022, we're in person. I'm voting for DR, but I think they want to come here.
We need to do an exchange where we'll come there. I know Juan will be happy to have all of you at his conference or whenever. And you all are welcome in New York. We will put you up in our little apartments and our little houses. And we would love that. If you can get a ticket, I think INAFOCAM needs to send everybody to study English for a week in New York City. What do you think?
We're getting there. We're definitely getting there. All the participants in this program will go there, and you will definitely come here to help us.
That would be so fun. We're going to have to show, I don't know, maybe if we get, we invite all of the leaders in INAFOCAM to come and stay in a nice hotel. They'll bring all the teachers with them. Okay, anyone else?
I can go next.
Yeah, go ahead, Galia.
I was going to say, my group, we focused a lot on like our characteristics. So we talked about being like funny and reliable and having the ability to convince people. But Roque, he talked about how he likes extreme adventures, and his most extreme one was skydiving.
Skydiving. Oh my gosh. Teaching on Zoom is my extra adventure sport. I don't know. That's awesome. That's great. Who am I missing? Who wants to share?
Laura,
I'll go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Jamie.
Well, so we also have a lot of people who teach English and French. But we also have 2 people interested in Korean. Raphael can sing in Korean, which we thought was very cool. And 2 different people were pastors or ministers.
Oh, wonderful. Well, we need the spiritual guidance and support. So maybe you all can lead us next time in something like that. That would be beautiful. And Eleanor.
Well, in our group, we had a polymath, which is someone who's interested in everything. We had a teacher who teaches from primary all the way up to high school, and she has 2 little babies at home as well.
Oh my gosh.
We talked about, one of us was talking about being one of 2 English speakers in the school and therefore having to do a lot whenever English is needed. And we had a Dominican vegan. And then we mostly just had a long argument about whether Dominicans like avocados, which the answer is mostly yes.
What happens if you don't like avocado? You can
Well, one of us didn't used to like avocado, but now she has finally been converted, and now all Dominicans apparently everyone likes avocados.
I do like avocados too. Although I have a problem with mangoes for some reason. I don't know, but we'll discuss that another time. Okay, so this was fabulous. And this is obviously an activity that you can use with students. And I know you've done very similar activities with your students. The idea is that it's a recipe, and I'll give you this template you can use. It's a neat activity because you can use it. Just one student can write a recipe for me, or maybe Susanna, Mateo, we're partners, and I find out who you are, you find out who I am, and I make a recipe for Susanna, and she makes a recipe for Laura. Or like this, we're doing a very, very big recipe. So we've got like 300 awesome English teachers, cook it for 7 weeks. You know, this is what we're going to need to do, serve it up, and we're going to be adding in all of this information that you shared with your instructors here on that link. So instructors, I've sent you in the private chat the link to the document so you can edit it. So we will have that put together. All right, so we did this activity. We're going to have this great big recipe card of all of who we are, assembling, putting us together into this mix. And I want us to just stop and think for a second. What we just did in the breakout room, the activity you just did. So Esther Acosta, we want you to be awake, lady. So Esther, we have these 7 areas that you experienced in the breakout room. So Esther, I'm going to read these and you're going to tell me any of them that you experienced in the breakout room. Okay. So number 1, a feeling of community, of safety, that we could trust each other. Or number 2, that it was something authentic. We were really sharing real information. Number 3, information gap. So I have information that you don't have, and you have information that I don't have. Okay. Number 4, we were thinking about meaning, making meaning in using English. Number 5, we were thinking about grammar, if we were using the right grammar forms or not. Number 6, feeling like a game, feeling like something is just fun. And number 7, getting some kind of feedback from our teacher about our English. Esther, you don't really have to answer. Just as an example, I want everyone to think, are any of those 7 things, areas, or qualities that you experienced in the breakout room? All right. Any of those something that you experienced? And Esther, you're welcome to share, or anyone else. So take a minute and think about it. And if you think you experienced something like that, I want you to raise your hand. And I'm just going to call in a couple of people. Any of those, did those things get experienced with the activity you just did? Okay. And you can raise your hand if you think any of those related to your activity that you just did in the breakout room. Raphael. What do you think, Raphael? Any of those?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on, Raphael.
Okay. Yeah, I experienced, a sense of safety and trust, when I was in the room, because when you see everybody faces, sometimes you are not so willing to talk, openly, but in that space, I just felt, like very comfortable in order to speak with others, and also it was a place where I felt, everybody share with authentic, information,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. I'm so glad to hear that. So Raphael said, I felt that the activity created, number 1, a feeling of community, of safety, and number 2, some kind of feeling that it was like real. Esther.
Yes, actually, I would like to say that I do totally agree with my partner because we were, working together right now in the same group.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and it's totally like that. We were, according to the information that we were talking about, we were very safely and strong. In our information, we had a strong personality too, and that's why. We have authenticity and information gap because we share information each other, and we, yes, we know something from I know, something from my partner, and they know something from me. So
excellent. Oh, it's just funny you're in the same group too. How about Luis Marte, and then I'll call Iván.
Oh, yes. Thank you. So when it comes to our teamwork, while we were in, so we really enjoy it. So we share certain information that, it's because while a teacher, we were sharing certain things that were really funny. And as well, we can say that authenticity. It was really natural, so the teacher and the planners felt really relaxed through these activities. I believe it was all time master on the time invested. So we really enjoyed it. It was really good, so funny.
That's wonderful. So you're touching on the number 6. A feeling of that it was fun and it had a game like, and also the feeling like the sense of
6, 2, and 3.
Awesome. Perfect. Iván Marte.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I can say that number 1 and number 2 were the ones that was applying in the private room, because the first thing that the teacher did that I really appreciate was that he gave us an introduction about who he is and what the thing that he liked to do. Also, when he went to the dining room or to the kitchen, he went in and to show us his dog. I think he said. Yeah, and also when he kissed him, I think that was very, very fun, and also give us the chance to be, like a family, even though we don't know each other.
Yeah, that's great. I wonder if that was Jerry. I don't know if Frederick has a dog. I know Jerry has a dog. But that's fabulous. You touched on a few things there. That's a great example of the authenticity. Instead of like a pretend activity, the teacher is also sharing who he or she is in a genuine way. Maciel.
Okay, thanks for the opportunity. I can say that in my group, I have a great time because we could talk with authenticity and was safety and trust, and also information gap. We have also a feedback because the teacher, each time that all of us finish our presentation, she gave us a feedback about what we said. And we have very comfortable because we have the opportunity to talk everyone, because in a great group it's very difficult, but now in a small group it's easily.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. And I'm going to stop there. What I wanted you to start to think about was these 7 areas. These are what we're going to really focus on in the rest of this course. What I call the language task essentials. What you need for effective language teaching. You don't always have all of them, but when you have none of them or only one of them, sometimes that's why the activity doesn't really go well. And I want you to think about number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, I'm going to be asking you to think about which ones are the most important, do you think, with your experience teaching English? Which ones do you think are important but not so important? Or do you think they're all equally important? You know, how do you work with them? Because a lot of times we have not, sometimes, for example, maybe you've been in a class and you don't feel very comfortable to raise your hand. Maybe you're afraid it's going to be wrong. Or you feel very shy to participate. You don't feel like you know people. Maybe you don't even know their names really. So maybe number 1 was not something that was important to the instructor. Sometimes with number 2, you do a lot of activities in your workbook, but they're fake. You know, it's all about somebody doing something, and it's not very real to you. It's not very relevant. Sometimes we have that in English books, like learn about Maria, you know, but nobody cares about Maria. So the students feel it's artificial, you know. Maybe with number 3, you tell 2 students, talk to each other, practice your English, but they don't. They use Spanish. Well, that's because it's easier to use Spanish than to use English. Why do I have to use English? But if Genesis has information and Wendy has information in English that then they can share something or exchange it. It's more realistic that they'll use the English. Or with meaning and form. Sometimes we're so worried about grammar that students don't produce very much. Or students produce a lot, but it's full of errors and they don't get correction. So where is that balance? The feedback we talked about before, students need that in order to grow. I think number 6 is something very important to me that I want to keep in all of the activities we do. I want this to be fun for you and for me. Yes, we are adults. We know our students, our kids really have to feel that there's a game and that it's fun, but I want us to feel that way too. So we're not stressed, that we feel we can enjoy the learning. We're going to learn a little easier. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to close out with you and you're going to go back to your breakout and you can have a little more conversation with your instructors there. But I want to review a couple of things. Okay. I'm going to ask you to reflect for a minute about tonight's class. So I'm putting a link in the chat. I'm going to give everybody a few minutes. We're just going to take a stretch. And my instructors, if you want to get your glass of water or take a stretch, I'm going to give everyone about 5 minutes to go to this form, please, and complete it. It gives us a little idea. Make sure it works yeah, okay. If you could please give us feedback. Tell us what was working for you or not working. And if you're not sure what the question is, you can spend a little time. So we're going to take a 5-minute break and you're going to do this feedback form. Does that make sense? Take about 5 minutes to do the form. Thank you, Yvonne.
Just click on the link on the chat box so that you can complete the form, please.
Thank you.
Okay. Click on the link in the chat box. Okay.
Okay, I can see we have row 5, which I think is too much there, right?
Okay, thank you. Let me fix
Or,
that.
yeah.
Thank you. You can't tick any of them. Okay. It's not working? Maybe one of my...
It's work for me.
No, it's actually, maybe he's trying to click on it on the screen, on your screen. No, you have to click on it again to your side. Right, that's why that might have been.
Oh my gosh, that happens to me too. I apologize. I forgot I was sharing still. Thank you. Okay. Thanks, everybody.
So what are we gonna do about row 5?
Just
disregard it.
Just put neutral or put anything you want. It's fine. I changed the form, but it might still be there. No worries. Thank you. I'll put that in here.
Thanks, Laura. I didn't know what to do on row 5, and I put neutral.
Oh,
thank
that's
you.
a good idea. Yeah.
Thanks, Mr. Robles, for the explanation as well.
Go ahead. You're welcome.
Well, I selected agreed on row 5 in order to be able to advance.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, because I made it required.
Same here.
Absolutely. Resending the link.
I already finished.
You don't have to resend the link.
I just put the link again in the chat.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, wonderful. I know it's super quick, shouldn't take long at all. I just wanted to give you a little bit of a breather. Okay. So let me just come back here. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is sit your butt all the way in the back of your chair so that your back is in the back of your chair. And I want you to roll one shoulder back and the other so that your back is against the chair. Okay? All right, then I want you to take this arm across and pull it in. My arm looks really fat like that. Okay. And then I want you to open and do the other way. Okay. Susanna, coffee. I like your shirt. Okay, nice. All right, and then roll again. And then I want you to drop your head down. Oh my gosh, I feel it back here. All right, and then to the left, try to get this one. Oh my gosh, it's terrible. And then to the right. Okay. I feel, I even just something like that, I just feel a little better. All righty, now, what we are going to do is just review what is happening for next time. So I'm going to share my screen again. Okay, beautiful. So for next time, we are meeting again Monday, July 5th. You know, it's a big holiday for us. July 4th is our Independence Day. So we have
Independence Day.
Yes, thank you. Although I wish we were
In
still
advance.
so.
Yes.
Yeah, so we are having our big Independence Day, but and Monday is a holiday here, but your instructors love you and they don't want to miss being with you. So we are all going to be here Monday at 5 o'clock, and we're going to be live on Zoom again. We're going to be talking about teaching speaking skills to our students online. And we're going to look at a lot of speaking activities. So it would be great if you want to come on Monday with one idea of a speaking activity that you like to do with your students, a type of speaking activity to get your students to talk that maybe you use a lot of times, you find it works well. We're going to ask you to share those. So we will be live together. And Professor Valdez will, I'm sure, be sending you the link to this session, the video from this session, and all of that information. I'd like you to make sure that you go to this Padlet. Okay, I'm going to put this in the chat. Okay. This Padlet is your home, for this class. When you say, what is that? Where is that? What's happening? Go to the Padlet, because every class I will put the information there so you can find everything. All right. In terms of the groups, I will help you more with the groups next time. But so don't worry too much about that right now. If there's any questions that you have, this is the time that you are going to be able to ask them. So I'm going to be opening the breakout room again. You have your instructor there, same group as before. So if you were with Kelly, if you were with Eleanor, if you were with Frederick, you're going to be with them again. And you can say, what is happening? I don't understand. They're going to help you. Or maybe you just want to say, oh, I want to ask a question, or Laura was talking really fast. I didn't understand something. Can you repeat? Can you help me? Anything you want. It's like open. It's open. They're not going to sit and teach you. They are there to help you with questions, and also to be able to have a little time to practice with your English. If you just want to talk to them a little, where you teach, a little about you, whatever you like. And they will be there for with you for the next 35 minutes or so. Okay? So I'm going to say goodbye. When you're finished, so let's say Irina goes to her room and she asks her questions, she's doing her thing. You don't have to come back to me to say goodbye. You can just go. Now, I'm going to ask Juan if he wants to say a couple things, though, before we go into that last piece in your with your instructors.
Well, basically, yes, we'll be meeting tomorrow again. I'd like to inform you that we have over 200 other participants, and they'll be joining us gradually. So today we have around 100 teachers, but this program is meant to be for 300. So I hope that by Monday, we can actually have at least 200 in total. But we're still working on it. Tomorrow, I'll be sending you a link tonight, because tomorrow we are having a meeting again, because INAFOCAM, that's the Ministry of Education, they require some information from you, and I'll have to contact you again tomorrow, but I'll send you the invitation tonight. Okay. Thank you, Laura, and thank you to all the assistant teachers.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. And I think it was difficult with the storm, but you did really well. I mean, we had pretty good internet. I just froze a little, right? I hope that you have a good evening. Have fun with your instructors in your rooms. And if you want to get any more information, you can use the WhatsApp group and as well. So I'm going to open those rooms so you can go back to your room, and I will see you on Monday. Thank you so much.
Have a good night, Laura.
Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you.
Join